What's happening, people? It's your boy Big Ogs, and welcome back to the voice of the tune. Newcastle United 0, Dortmund 1 in the Champions League yesterday night, match day 3. Yeah, man, that for me was a weird game. Now, I'm gonna go straight into it. That was a weird game, man. I think I didn't mentally prepare for us to lose. So for us to lose the game the way we did, for me was difficult. It was, yeah, I think this one hurt, man. This result hurt me, to be fair, and I can't say that about a lot of our defeats in the last couple of years, But this one definitely hurt me because I was expectant. Maybe I was a bit naive, to be fair, in terms of thinking just because we beat PSG, we can beat Dortmund at home. But Dortmund showed their experience. They showed that they're a different side to PSG. They showed in my match preview, I said that they are unbeaten in the league. They've played 8, won 6 and drawn 2. They showed that yesterday too, that they know how to get goals, but they can also defend. They can grind out a victory. So, all in all, an upsetting day yesterday because it changes the landscape of this group of death. I don't like calling it that, but now I'm starting to see why it's called that. Honestly, because it's so tough in there. Anybody can beat anyone. So no surprise is a shock result. So I should have seen this coming, but I didn't mentally prepare for it. But yeah, it was a weird game. Started off frantic, man, end to end, as we saw in the first 10 minutes. Dortmund could have scored. Nick Pope saved or made a double save, and then down the other end, Anthony Gordon goes in. He could have scored himself. So there was chances early on. And you can see how Dortmund set out. And I said in my match preview, I'll be intrigued to see how they play, how they set out. And it was clear to see they set out for it to be an open game. But also, they're very good on the ball. They're very slick in good positions as well. So they caused us a lot of problems, especially when Trippier was going forward. Malin was chopping and changing on the flanks and caused us a lot of problems in wide areas. So, and then they get their goal, which was from good play. Anthony Gordon lost the ball in a difficult position. You can't really. This is Champions League. This is the level. You can't really lose the ball in them positions because you're gonna get punished. You're gonna get punished in these moments. Like Champions League is about moments, isn't it? And you've got to create your own moments, but you can't give up moments. And we gave them a moment there where Gordon lost the ball, and the player who came on, done well to find the Metcha, and what a finish that was! What a good finish! But I just want to ask, why was he free in the 18-yard box on the penalty spot? You can't be free there. You can't be alone. There was no Newcastle player next to him, so he had all the time in the world to adjust his body and slot in the back of the net. And I felt like when that goal went in, all the fans, even myself, were shocked. It was like, oh wow, okay, we've not been there before. We're 1-0 down against the Dortmund side that are scary, and they got a bit more energy. So what do we do here? So I feel like the way Dortmund set out, it surprised me. Maybe in my match preview, I underestimated them. To be fair to you, because they really did surprise me as to how good they were. They're a different side to PSG. They got a bit more energy, a bit more fight in them. And they got players who want to do the hard work off the ball, and they matched us outside off the ball. They went toe to toe with us, and I always feel like if we are at our highest level, there's not a lot of teams that can match us. Yesterday, I don't believe we was at our highest level. That for me, that's what it's always about, our highest level. I know how well we can play, like we did against PSG, like we did against Man City in the League Cup. That we did many times last season at our highest level, and I don't feel like we was at that level yesterday. And for some reason, I don't know, like we just couldn't. Not that we couldn't get going, but we just couldn't find that level. We tried to find it early on in the first half. We tried to find it. I feel like Anthony Gordon was a positive for us. You could see him like trying to raise the crowd up. You could see him trying to chase down every ball just to get a reaction from the crowd, and that might spur on the guys. But I don't believe that ever happened. I don't believe we got that reaction. So, and then in the second half, I feel like in the second half was painful, man, because Dortmund said, "Do you know what? Let's protect our lead," and so they just kept the ball very well, and they chose when to attack, and when they did, they looked very slick. They're very good on the ball. So that probably like the first, I'd say, 15 minutes of the second half, Dortmund were in control of the game, and then I believe we started to wake up. We started to realize, okay, cool, we need to get something here because we're at home in this group of death. We're at home, and um, our results or our points were going to come from home. Were in the home fixtures, and this one for me was one of the ones. So I believe we had to liven up a little bit, and we tried to do that. Eddie Howe make some substitutions, and I don't think they paid off. I wouldn't have started Big Joe. I said it in my match preview that I would start Tonali because he's played all the other games, and also just this could be his last game. And he came on, and he looked bright. He looked good. He looked like he understood what Eddie Howe wanted from him. And Big Joe against Palace wasn't as sharp as we know him to be. So we needed players yesterday to be good on the ball. Isak coming off in the first half as always a shame, because Isak is a striker that helps us stay on the ball in transition. So that was a shame. And also Big Joe playing, for me, he's not back to his best yet. So I would have started Tonali, and also Murphy coming on and coming off injured was a shame. And you can see in the second half, Eddie Howe really went for it. We had in two in the middle, with Bruno and Tonali, and then obviously we had Murphy playing in there, like probably as a advanced number 8 or number 10, switching with Almira. So it was a weird shape, but we had to throw everything we had on it at it. And then Murphy got injured, and then we brought on Willock, and Willock, he's not played a single minute all season. To ask him to come on in such a difficult game, this is Champions League, this is the top level football. So to ask him to come on in such a tough game, it just shows you the depth is really being tested here. We got the injuries coming in, we got a tough run of fixtures now as well. So Willock was never ready to come on, but obviously the injuries happened, and we needed to bring him on. And you can sort of see that he hasn't played for a while, and he needs to get back to his best. And that takes time. He's been out for 5 months, so it's going to take time. And this is his first game of the season. So when he came on, I thought he's not going to do much because he's not up to it yet. So I believe the fact that he came on just shows you where we were in the game. We were like on our last legs, literally last legs. And then one thing that I forgot to mention is that in the first half, Callum Wilson had the chance. So there's the same way Lemaitre had his chance and he took it. Callum Wilson had a good chance in the first half, late in the first half, at 1-0 down. And Fox in the box, for me, that's his bread and butter. In the box is where he comes alive, and he took a touch and he just snatched at it and hit it straight at the keeper. On any other day, that goes in the back of the net and it's 1-1. But obviously the keeper made a save. But we still tried to create chances. We still tried to get on the ball, but we lacked that creativity because Dortmund said in the second half, you know what, we're going to sit back and it's up to you to be creative. And I feel like we had 61% possession, but we just couldn't find that final ball, that killer pass in the game. And yeah, late on, we also happened hitting the bar twice. I think the first one was Callum Wilson with a beautiful header crossing from Matt Target. And any other day that goes in and it's 1-1, and then Anthony Gordon very late on hit the bar. So yeah, a very weird day for me yesterday. This is probably the first game I was anxious about. Not like anxious in terms of coming up to the game, but in the game, like when we were 1-0 down, I was very anxious. Like my heart was beating fast, thinking, geez, because this group is so competitive, there was high implications that if we were to lose this game, we now got 2 away games in the next round of fixtures, Dortmund and then PSG in a row, and so it makes it harder. So for me, this was an important game, and I don't feel like we were at our highest level, which was needed to get something from this game. But in all, we played well. We competed well against obviously a good Dortmund side. We had 12 shots. They had 13 shots. We had 3 on target. They had 5. We had 61% possession. We had more passes than them. Better passing accuracy. More corners. Obviously, us being a home side, obviously this is expected. But we still tried to compete, but we just couldn't reach our level. And it's a steep learning curve for the boys, for the fans. That this is Champions League. No games are given. You really have to go out there and put in good performances. So, listen, we're not out in it. So there's still a lot to play for. We go away to Dortmund in our next game. And we just have to just find back our level and manage the squad. Eddie Howe's got a difficult couple of weeks now. We've got a difficult couple of weeks now with games coming in. Every other week, every week now, and also midweek. So the squad depth is getting tested, man. But I believe we'll pull through. We could go Dortmund and get a draw, for example, and then beat Milan at home. The PSG game for me at Stade de France was always a wild card. So that was the game where at the start of the group I said to myself, I could see us losing there. Dortmund at home, I thought we'd get the win. Milan at home, I thought like we'd get the win as well. So and PSG at home, I thought like we could get something. So now we're here, 4 points out in 3 games. We've won, we've drawn, and we've lost. So it's not over yet. There's still a long way to go. There's other English sides that I'm not going to mention that are struggling to beat Copenhagen at home, that lost to Galatasaray and losing to Bayern Munich. So we are in a better position than them, and we're in a harder group. So it's not over yet. Still things to be positive about. A good performance, but it was just a weird game. But this is the Champions League. This is what it's about. It's about the moments, man. But yeah, we move on. We've got Wolves on Saturday now, so the boys need to recover. We need to rest and find our level again for Wolves, because it's only going to get harder. And this is the period. This is the period when I talked about in my videos before. When we're playing Champions League football and Premier League football, and it's getting tough. This is it now. This is where we are now. This is the period that we really need to dig in as a team, as a squad, and fight for each other. Because the injuries now are creeping in, and I think for me the most disappointing thing about the game yesterday was the injuries. For me, because it's like we got games coming up that are difficult. So we need our squad, and I don't believe we have our squad. Our best players, and also we're looking at a ban for Tonali. So it's like, yeah, we just got to be positive, man. But yeah, so Dortmund came to our ground yesterday and got the W. So we just move on. But yeah, thank you for watching, man. Thanks for taking the time out to watch the video. Make sure to like. Let me know your thoughts on the game. How you feeling about it? Those non-Newcastle fans, let me know your thoughts. I'm already getting bantered by West Ham fans anyways, talking about, we're going to join them in Europa League, blah, 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 blah. But, when people are so irrelevant, yeah, that they want to always invite themselves into where you are. But they're in a lower league than you are. So they can stay there. And I'm focused on Champions League. So, Dortmund fans can talk to me, but not West Ham fans, literally. So, positive times anyway. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on the game, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. It's your boy Big Augs. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. I'm out.